Thank you, Pierre Gautreau.
You're welcome.
Oh, nice.
You are welcome.
Nice echo. Love it.
Yeah. I'm in a cave, apparently.
Well, it's about letting your voice be heard and echo out into the world. So it's all good.
Exactly.
Yes. And welcome everybody to the Global Truth Center Toronto celebration of love. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome and hello. Thank you for bringing your consciousness to our celebration. We do come together on a Sunday to celebrate the oneness, the interconnectedness, the light in each and every one of us. I'm Reverend Helen Bello, and I invite you to sit back, relax, enjoy your coffee, and enjoy the music of Pierre. And our guest practitioner today is Hester Ostry. Our theme for this month, the month of August, is presence. So bring yourself to this present moment and allow yourself to stay open and curious and see where the next hour takes you. And with that, I'm going to invite Pierre to start us off with his opening song, which for those of you who are part of the community, you will recognize this song from years ago when Pierre and Tanis used to sing it in person. So
absolutely. So this is a song I want people, you can feel free to sing. It's a sing-along song, so you can sing at home in the comfort of your own place. It's a very simple song. It's called In This Moment. And I'll just keep interchanging the one word that changes. So the lyrics are, in this moment, I feel joy. In this moment, I feel joy. In this moment, I feel joy. And then I feel joy, I feel joy, I feel joy. And the only other line is, and the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And then I'll change the word. It might be peace. Actually, let's do joy, peace, and love. Okay? Join in. I want to hear you. In this moment, I feel joy. In this moment, I feel joy. In this moment, I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. Here we go, peace. In this moment I feel peace. In this moment I feel peace. In this moment I feel peace. I feel peace. I feel peace. I feel peace. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. In this moment. feel love. I feel love. I feel love. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. One more time. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now.
Love it. Love it. It just brings back so many memories of you singing it in person. And what was really nice, I can't see the people on YouTube.
Yeah.
I can scroll across though and see everybody across the top on Zoom. They're all rocking out.
Okay,
so
good.
Delightful.
I
Yeah.
was just trying to figure out what songs to do today, and I have a lot of songs, and I went, oh, I haven't done this in a while. This would be a great opener. So
It's a great opener, and it's a great opener because it also really brings us to this understanding that the point of power is in the present moment.
yeah.
And to really allow ourselves to live moment to moment. And so I invite you all just to place your hands on your heart, to take a breath, to breathe into that beautiful heart space, allowing your heart to open, to soften, and to know that when we pass beyond time and space, from the world of form into the moment of now, we recognize the universal consciousness of all life, which acknowledges all people, all faiths, all sentient beings are the sameness, and yet such a beautiful, unique, individual expression of this one creative energy that is of us, as us, which we call spirit. As it is with light, so it is with life. And we recognize this one light, this one cosmic heart today in this present moment and every day. We celebrate our oneness that we share with all people everywhere. All people everywhere, and how important it is for us to recognize our oneness with each and every person on this planet. And so let us go with it. Let us breathe in. Let us recognize that still inner voice of truth. The voice of truth that says, yes, yes, I am light, I am love, I am kindness, I am goodness, I am beauty, I am wisdom, I am justice, I am truth, I am wholeness, right here, right now, in this present moment. And affirming all this, I rise in my mind to recognize I am part of an infinite whole of life itself. And I consciously choose my heart as a source of inspiration. I open the doorway of my heart and I enter into the past, the present, and the future simultaneously, honoring all that has come before us, our ancestors, our teachers of ancient wisdom. I honor life right here, right now, in this present moment. I see the light within each and every one of us, and I recognize that the constant renewal of my mind, the opening to knowing there is a consciousness of life everywhere, through everything, is the joyous, key to living fully in this moment. And so it is. So it is. And namaste. I'm going to invite Pierre to take us into our invocation song. Thanks, Pierre.
Again, when I was searching for songs for today, I wrote this a long time ago, and it's not seen the light of day for a while, so I thought I'd bring it out. It's called Love Will See Us Through. The road that led me here had twists and turns and a few road burns. One I thought would make me disappear. Now I'm living this thing called life, being grateful every day. Learned a thing or two. Love will see us through. Relaxing our control for the dark night of the soul. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. Lately, I've been wondering, what do we take from here? It's about love, not to make it to a place above. The road gets really clear when you stop giving in to fear. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. When the dark knocks at the door, turn the light on. The night retreats once more. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. Love will see us through. Love will see us through.
Beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to invite Hester in for our affirmative prayer. And Hester, if you want to unmute yourself.
A good place to start. Good morning, and thanks for having me here to lead as practitioner for today. My intention is to acknowledge the presence within. Please make yourself comfortable and join me in prayer as I begin. As I sit my individualized self in this safe and sacred place, feeling the presence of who I truly am, I release and let go all that does not serve me to my highest good. My heart and mind remains open as this only one infinite presence keeps fulfilling all its activities and goodness through me and as me. This loving and eternal presence that I often referred to as Divine Spirit, is everywhere. As I know and sense this for myself, I know that this presence is embedded in all its creations. Right here in my pure consciousness of who I truly am. I feel completely connected to each individual I encounter here and everywhere. It makes my heart sing as I see the divine spirit of love, joy, abundance, and peace in the presence of everyone and everything. As I embody this presence, I choose to see completeness and perfection in the natural world around me, as it can only be. The sun, moon, stars, and the ebbing and flowing of tides bear witness to the perfection of this intelligent, divine, and powerful presence that governs the universe. I wait in grace, poise, and clarity in my thinking as I listen to sweet whispers of what to do next as I continue my life's journey. This same spiritual law applies and governs my consciousness, my body, my household, and my business, as it maintains and sustains me in all my life's experience and situations. As I know this for myself, I know it is the same for each one of you. I have truly acknowledged that this mighty presence has always been with me, even in the times that I was not fully conscious of who I am. Now that my consciousness is expanding to its greatest heights, I feel immersed in the care of Divine Spirit, knowing that all my needs are met with deep faith, joy, and peace. I am profoundly grateful for being here today to share with you what presence means to me. I release my word as law, knowing that the presence that's within me greets the presence within each of you in complete sweet harmony, love, and peace. I ask all of you to join me in saying, and so it is.
And so it is. That was stunning, Hester.
Thank you.
Absolutely stunning. And so tell me, how's presence working for you in your life this month?
Well, you know what? From the time I started studying science of mind, that is something I always try to practice on a daily basis. And that is to be silent in the presence and just listen to intuition. And there are times I missed on knowing exactly getting the clear messages, but there are times the messages come so loud and clear, it's totally unbelievable. For instance, I have a nephew back home who is a policeman. He was having some serious issues with the division that he was working with. He was on social media, lambasting everything, his life, and everything was so wrong. And we were embarrassed because he was putting it out there. The whole family was like, oh my God, what's going on with him? But I was more concerned about his mental state, his mental outlook. I'm wondering, oh my God, he must be, because I know that young man, very nice, very polite. Why is he acting that way? But at the time, you know, you go about your business. I'm all the way in Canada. He's all the way back home. So you just go through life and hope for the best. But in between, I would ask about him and they say, oh, he's okay. He finally got married and everything was good for a year or so. No, and all of a sudden, a couple of weeks ago, he started again. His life was not going well. He was not happy. But the one thing that gave me hope for him was when he said he was working on his degree so that he could get out of the division that he was working in. I felt at that particular moment when I read that, I felt totally connected with him. And there's something that I've always not say to anyone, how can I help you? I've never used that expression because I'm always worried that the person is going to ask me something that I cannot deliver. So if there is a need and I can fulfill it, I'll fulfill it. But to put myself on the line and say, how can I help you? It's not happening. And all of a sudden, when he put that on social media, he texted into our family chat room about what he was going through and what he was doing about it. That connection was so great. Before I could even think about it, I was writing, how can I help you? So at that particular moment, after I sent out the text, I'm there, oh my God, what did I just do? Suppose he wants to come to Canada. I cannot do anything, you know? So anyway, so I stopped and I thought about it. And at the moment, at that present moment when I sent that text, it was not me sending the text. It was the divine spirit. And I realized, what am I saying? I'm not the one who's doing anything for him. He, you know, the message just went out. But in my reality, whatever he would ask for, I know it would come for him. And that was the great connection I did with him. And I know a couple of weeks after that, I spoke to my daughter about the feeling I had when I said that. And she said, Mom, have you heard from him? I said, no. And I said, it does not matter whether I hear from him or not. It was that connection that had to be done at that particular moment. So anyway, and I said, and so let it be. But then I went back one step further and I said, so what am I afraid of to say, how can I help you to anyone? What's holding me back? Then I realized that I am still fighting with the demons of lack of. That is because I feel lack of. That's why I have that fear of putting myself out there. So today I'm going to ask anyone, how can I help you guys?
Oh, that's so beautiful. And it takes courage to put those words out there. But it's and maybe sometimes the words are enough, right?
And that's what I found out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, beautiful, Hester.
Thank you.
It leads so perfectly into our affirmation. I'm going to bring up my screen.
You know, exactly. That's what I was looking at right now. The affirmation is perfect.
The affirmation is perfect. So if you would like to say it once and then have people repeat it twice, because, you know, once we kind of go, and then, you know, it's like, no, let's say this with an embodiment of it. So put it out there, Hester.
My presence sits itself in the mirror of my soul. Perfect. Can you say it with me? My presence sees itself in the mirror of my soul.
Ah, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. Thank you. And you know, your prayer touched on something that I'm going to speak about in my talk. So I'm going to leave that in there too. You bring in such brilliant, enlightened consciousness, Hester. And I'm not sure you always realize just how much you do that. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm afraid that I'll realize too much and my head would swell.
Let your heart swell.
Yeah, good idea.
There you go. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Pierre, who's got another original song for us.
Yes, this is it's called How Many. Again, written a long time ago, and then again, times change, and I changed some words, and this was also written with my wife, Tanis, long time ago. Anyway, it's called How Many People. Turn on the news today. Gee, wonder what they're gonna say. Just wanna turn away. Probably nothing there that's gonna make my day. fractured societies, rampant anxieties can lead us astray from who we really are, the same, just in a different jar. Let's set the bones that break and cast out the news that's fake. Release the fear used as bait. I want headline news with brighter views. So tell me, how many people said I love you? How many animals found a home? How many strangers paid it forward? How many ways was kindness shown? How many stranger teachers taught a child to read? How many nurses held a hand? And how many bosses said thank you? How many students took a stand? I don't live in the night. I'm not turning my back. My head's not in the sand. There's opposing views all over the news and spread throughout the land. Where's the beauty, the humor I see? Oh, generosity. There's more of that than violence and rage. Let's see more compassion and grace. Random acts of love by the human race get splashed across every front page. Tell me, how many people said I love you? How many animals found a home? How many strangers paid it forward? How many ways was kindness shown? How many parents kissed their child goodnight? How many citizens saved a life? How many seniors still got to dance? How many people share their What would happen if love ruled the day? Peace and understanding was the only way. More people would say I love you. More animals would find a home. More strangers would pay it forward. More kindness would be shown. More kindness would be shown. How many people say I love you?
Thank you. Okay, I'm about to do the ugly cry. Oh my God. It's so beautiful. I don't know if it's me that I'm just becoming more sensitive to the tenderness and the sweetness and the purity of kindness and love and justice. But oh, I'm so moved. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that happened to me on the plane coming home Friday night from Calgary as well. I was watching a series that is, again, this incredible series of people underestimating the heart and the love and the possibilities for seeing beyond what we think life should be and deepening those heartfelt connections. And the series is called Ted Lasso. And so I was watching the last one, the Christmas one, if you've been following the series. And I'm doing the ugly cry on the plane, and the flight attendant comes up to me and she's like, "Would you like more tea?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." And I'm crying, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's just the series I'm watching." And my bandwidth of being able to not feel has diminished because it's those tender moments where I see so many possibilities for healing. And of course, my talk today is the universal community, becoming the universal community. And Marianne Williamson wrote, "In every community, there is work to be done. In every nation, there are wounds to heal. In every heart, there is the power to do it." In every heart, there is the power to do it. And, it seems like also there's more and more and more heart needed in this world and with everything that we're experiencing. So we can't always live for ourselves. There are a million fibers that connect us to everyone and everything. So can you imagine that we are part of, it's not this community. It's not our community of friends. It's not the community we live in. It's a universal community. And we're all one. We're all part of this. Can you imagine that we're living in this universal community where everyone feels seen and safe and supported? We as religious scientists, we know the truth that love is the answer to every question and the resolution to every conflict. And it's I was out for dinner last night with some very dear friends, and she gave me a crystal peace stub. She said, "I'm giving you a gift. I'm giving people, my friends, gifts of things that belonged to my mother, and her mother has recently passed. And she said, I want you to have this." And I opened it up, and it's a crystal peace stub. And it's so beautiful. And so I set it on top of these very old Jane Eyre books that my aunt had from the early 1900s. And I thought it just seemed fitting to sit there. And I showed it to Derek, and he said, "Well, we don't just need one. We need a whole flock of peace stubs." And I said, "Yeah, you're right. Like the world needs to be surrounded by peace stubs." But do we really know and have faith in that the universe holds a benevolent space for each and every one of us to step into our greatness, to open our hearts, and to really make conscious choices from love versus fear? when we come to the understanding that there is nothing in the universe that is not conscious, there is nothing in the universe that is not conscious. And if we were willing to open our hearts to the power of love, we would see life clearly through the eyes of the universe. And so, Hester, when you said in your prayer that I see the perfection in the natural world around me, and it's like, yes, if we look in the natural world, it is always perfect. But a lot of us aren't living in the natural world. There are a lot of people on this earth plane that are not living in the natural world, and they're not doing natural things from love. And so what do we do about that? And so it's really about each one of us taking 100% responsibility for our life and choosing from love. This presence of love that can be traced back even before any of our births, leading us up to the present moment. It's the activity of universal spirit that is happening all the time, but we don't tap into it. When we are tapped into the power and the presence that is within us, leading us to create that which surrounds us and supports us living in the biggest community of all, a universal community, that we release and let go of the micro, and we start to expand into the macro, and we start to, our hearts will also expand into the macro. And it's only when we're living in the micro that we are living in fear, because it's like, I'm going to hold on to this little bit right here in case I lose it. And it's like, that's living from fear. Oh, I'm going to stay in this community because I this is it. It's like, no, it's not. GTCT is not the only community or any other community. And until we are willing to bust down the walls and say, no, we're all one here. We are all one universal community. And we align with the presence within us and among us, and we express the flows, we express the flow of all the qualities of the quantum field, all of them, which is love and peace and power, kindness, justice, beauty, wholeness. We gotta let those flow through us, as us. Okay, and I'm just gonna like be really transparent. I'm still wiping snot from my nose from crying. That's why I'm going like this, because I don't have a tissue handy. So, it's, I just had to be, I just put it all out there. But each one of us can take this dynamic step to embody these qualities and take a dynamic, active step into leadership in the universal community. The universal community has everybody as the leader. There's no hierarchy here. And certainly I don't want to be in a hierarchy either. Like, I'm just one of like the brilliance of everyone. And when we can see that and recognize it and call from it and support others in stepping into leadership, then we awaken our minds and our hearts to the power of love. And we need to stop living in ignorance. We need to. So Hester, you need to step into your greatness here, because the world needs what you have to say as a leader. That's not being too big in your mind. That's stepping into who you are authentically and living from authentic power. And that's the job of each and every one of us. Everything that ever has been and ever will be in this universal community is up to each and every one of us now to expand into and lead by example. And so we need to really increase our spiritual practice, to live consciously, to use spiritual mind treatment and meditation for our spiritual connection, to honor our daily practices. And, you know, these practices create a foundation. They create a whole new baseline for how we step into service, to how we envision the world, to how we learn, to how we grow. And then let's live in integrity. To be really, you know, integrity means wholeness. So to be forthright and truthful with ourselves and one another, and to honor our commitments to ourselves and to each other. And if we fall out of integrity with ourselves or each other, to address it again from a place of love, not shaming, and make, you know, of course, make those necessary corrections. And it's up to each one of us to have accountability, to really recognize that we are fully responsible for the lives we are creating. And it's funny because at dinner last night, Claudia said, well, yeah, like, let's all take responsibility for our lives. And I said, well, if everybody was really willing to do that, there'd be 10,000 people on this service this morning who we have been so taught to blame, to look out there. It's this person's fault. It's the government's fault. It's, you know, it's the economy's fault. It's this person, you know, it's like, no, it's your consciousness. It is your consciousness and how you are bringing yourself to life. So to take full responsibility for your own consciousness and to be so clear about that and to communicate from words of love and to allow your information, your ideas, your creativity and insights to flow openly and freely, enhancing the world, which is why you can't stay small anymore. And live in congruence, to joyfully express, yes, this is how I choose to live my life. This is how I choose to walk the talk in dedication to expressing and being a living embodiment of these universal principles. So that we're really demonstrating, I mean, and this is what prayer is about, is to demonstrate and actualize our vision of living this full, rich, expansive life and expressing our purpose, our potential. And so, you know, it's time for each one of us to honor and celebrate and make a new commitment to ourselves and hold in high regard the spiritual work that each one of us is doing. And to know that the work we do as spiritual beings living in a spiritual world is of the highest importance. You know, New Thought in all of its forms is a progressive spiritual philosophy. And it's progressive in the sense that it takes the notion of ongoing change as a given. And it brings forth the concept of oneness as this basis of all existence. And it sees the seat of agency as the individual mind, our individual consciousness, but it's all connected to the consciousness of the universe. And to recognize that this consciousness is always evolving towards greater capacities for realization. And it's our job to remain open to these new ways of understanding and to live in principle. So it was interesting because I saw an old blog post of Dr. Jim Lockhart, and he had written this in his blog post, and I went, oh, this is really cool. So I thought I would share it with you because, you know, it's an opportunity for each one of us to recognize our own potential to live so consciously. And so he said, some years ago, when I was a new minister, I had a conversation with a rabbi, and we were in Baltimore at a consciousness expo where my center had a booth. So I'm thinking that was the Parliament of World Religions. The rabbi did not have a congregation. His ministry was traveling the world, teaching Jews about the early Christians, his area of study, and speaking at interfaith events. Interestingly, the rabbi had taken 2 years of Science of Mind classes with Dr. Stuart Grayson at the First Church of Religious Science in New York. And I've been to that church in New York. And he had read many of the writings of Ernest Holmes. So during the conversation, the rabbi said to me, all of this is, Jim says, all of this is paraphrased. You know, the science of mind is not a religion, right? And Jim asked, why not? Because it does not have a moral construct, he replied. Really, Jim responded, what is a moral construct? A moral construct, the rabbi said, is when a religion has specific rules for you to follow, no matter how advanced you are in the religion. For example, the Jewish religion has moral constructs to tell the most advanced rabbis how to be a good Jew. And the Catholic religion has moral constructs for even the Pope to know how to be a good Catholic. And I thought about that and I went, well, that's pretty much true. The science of mind does not have that. So Jim thought about that for a moment, and I can just see Jim pondering that moment, and then responded, I agree. And then asked, what would someone who fully embodied the principles of science of mind be like? The rabbi thought for a moment and replied, someone who fully embodied the principles of the science of mind would manifest at the level of Jesus. And you would not need to tell someone manifesting at the level of Jesus how to be a good religious scientist. They would just know how. And I'm going to say, we do know how. We do know how to manifest at the level of Jesus. We know how to manifest love. We know how to manifest peace. We know how to manifest grace and abundance and prosperity for all. My question to you is, do you have the courage to do it? Do you have the courage to embody love so completely that you manifest at the level of Jesus? And I'm like, I have some good things to contemplate and ponder in meditation this week. Oh, spirit breath is going to be a blast because we're going to really focus on manifesting from that place of love. And so why not? Why not? Why not manifest from love and live and create our lives from love only? Forgive everything and come back to remembering who we are, that we are this embodied breath of life that is just waiting for us to clear space in our hearts so that our soul can really arise from within and move forward in the direction that we are meant to move forward in. You know, we're the ones that put up the gateway and close off our hearts. Are you ready to open it up? Are you ready to move forward in love only and manifest from that place? Because in each and every moment, we have free will choice. We have free will choice to perceive everything as a possibility for the biggest emergence of love ever known to humankind. It's up to us. And we all have important work to do. And we mustn't allow fear to bring us down, because we are all in this together. And that opens my heart, that we are all in this together. Namaste. Thank you. Okay, now I need more Kleenex. I need Kleenex. I have to have a box of Kleenex with me next time. Oh, thank you. And I'm going to go through our giving affirmation. So I'm going to share my screen again. And our giving affirmation. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give to my spiritual center, I recognize I am the flow of abundance that I share with life. As I give, I receive. And so it is. And this month, our tithe is going to the stop. And the stop uses good food to bring people together. Universal community for over 35 years. They've connected low-income Torontonians to good food and spaces that are warm and dignified and respectful. And during COVID, they served like over 63,000 meals and packed 7,200 food hampers for people struggling with food insecurity. So a wonderful grassroots local community to contribute to. And our announcements, Hester will be available, and oh my gosh, take advantage of Hester's consciousness. She's so incredible. So you can call her at 647-760-1968 just after service today. She's happy to do just, a focused power laser 3 minutes spiritual mind treatment with you to know the truth. And then you get to receive. That's where you open your heart. You open your heart to receive her beautiful words. And then breaking it down. So consciousness studies year 1, where science of mind meets quantum physics. Oh, where science of mind and quantum physics meet. Either way, it works. Starts in September. You can sign up on the website. And there are 4 8-week modules. The books you will need are listed as well. And we will really see how the new science of quantum physics works so beautifully and intersects so beautifully with science of mind. And next Sunday, okay, so on Thursday, I am headed to Los Angeles and then to Palm Desert. I'll be there for a week. And so on Sunday, Dr. James Mellon and I are both speaking at the Palm Desert Sunday Celebration of Love. So we're combining. So there will not be meditation or our celebration of love at 10 a.m. So just know that. Go to our YouTube channel at 1 p.m. or go to Palm Desert's YouTube channel, which I think now is called Oneness. They're called the Oneness Center in the Desert. So, and you'll see us both, which will be fantastic. That will be a whole lot of fun. And oh my gosh, I'm going to speak in front of a live audience. That's going to be totally cool. Haven't done that in 18 months. Whoops, and let me get my screen back here. Then, Conscious Cafe with Rick Tamlin in September 21st. oh, I can't wait to have an hour to talk with Rick. He was in my consciousness studies class last year. Delightful human being. He's also going to talk about his free, no, it's not free, but it's like $60 or something. It's very inexpensive 3-day program that he offers online that's happening in October. Then, if you would like to see an interview with Ricky Byers-Beckwith and Dr. James Mellon, you can get live streaming tickets on Global Truth Center Los Angeles. They're $25 US. It'll be a great interview and probably a great show knowing Ricky Byers. And then, yes, we are live. We're still on Spirit Breath. I'm at 8 o'clock. Dr. James Mellon is at noon every day, and you can always try us out for 2 weeks free. So you can go to welcomeom.space for that. And then join us on our social media sites, like us, share us, comment, all of that. And thank you, Pierre. I think I'm still crying. Oh my goodness. It's wow, what a beautiful service. Thank you, Pierre, for your beautiful and just heart-touching music. And thank you, Hester, as well. I mean, talking about opening the heart, your words were so beautiful, and your prayer. And thank you, GTCT community and universal community. All of you, you're beautiful. I love you. Thank you so much. And so I am going to hand it back over to Pierre for our final song.
Yes. Again, an oldie that I've kind of rewritten again and brought it back, and it's called The Show. Just before I start the song, I just want to do a little plug for my band. You guys have only seen me here by myself, but I do have a band, and we're called Spyre, Spyre. And we're very excited. We're going to be performing September 10th at the Oakwood Hardware Bar and Restaurant. It's going to be an outdoor event on the big patio, and there's Cafe TO, and we're going to have the full band. So if you're liking this kind of music, I think we're going from 6:30 to 11 with 3 sets, and they got great food and drinks there. So come on down. And you can also go to our fan page if you go on Facebook to Spyre, and you'll see us there. And on Instagram, we're Spyre the Band. So if you like those, then you'll get future gigs coming up, and you can see stuff there. Okay, this is called The Show. When we're born, the show begins. The marquee says one life only. Active boldly. We get one life. One shot to life. One life, one shot to get it right. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is not a dress rehearsal. So live the passion every day that's coursing through your soul. Don't get hung up on the little things, or live just for the goal. The journey's to behold. Did you follow a script? or made it up as you went along. I hope there's some laughs. Oh, when you're through in a song, we get one life, one shot at life. One life, one shot to get it right. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. So live the passion every day. It's coursing through your soul. And don't get hung up on the little things, or live just for the goal. Take your play out on the road. See what's there before your road. Looking back on the show you've done, hope you say it was a heck of a run. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. So live the passion every day. It's coursing through your soul. And don't get hung up on the little things, or live just for the goal. The journey's to behold. The journey's to behold. We get one life, one shot at life. One life, one shot to get it right. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Life is the show. Life is the show. Life is the show. Life is the
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pierre.
My
Thank
pleasure.
you, Hester. Thank you, GTCT community and universal community. Much love to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll see you next week from Palm Desert.
Okay.
See you then.